Okay, I went and got a headlight so I could show you some of this a little brighter. There's the machine, there's the front decal, the Corona decal itself. You can see the paint is just gorgeous on this thing, and all it's been done is rubbed out. I haven't done anything but that and cleaned up. There's some of the works. Here's the ribbon reverser and the drivers for the ribbon. The vibrator. You can see, oh, that's another thing I need to fix. The vibrator's actually been broken on one side here. I've got to go do some silver soldering on that very carefully. Might even find somebody that can braze it. The backspace key all hangs off the side here, but it's just some beautiful works. You can see where the keys need some work. All the nickel plate is gone off of the key rings, and I'll pull those all and do it. Inside, this thing is just beautiful. I've done some serious cleaning, and it's really pretty. Keys are all clean and gorgeous. It types like a dream. Every key on it works like that. Let me show you some of the typing. That would be a good thing to do. Yeah, that's the problem. And the figures. You can see, except where I miss pressing the key, you got to be careful to get it all the way down. It's typing beautifully. As far as the markings, they're eminently readable. On the back side of the fold thing, see, here's what happens when you try to lift it without locking it down with the lockdown. As soon as you do, it folds right over. And there's some of the really pretty workings. Everything works like a champ. I made a cord for it, and I made it out of some ultra strong thread. I don't know if this is Kevlar thread or not, but it feels like it. It'll rip your hand up before you can break it. And I stranded about 6 or 8 strands, braided them up, and made a new cord for it. You can see it threads through really kind of some strange ways. There's one of the decals. And the decals I'm definitely not going to replace on this one because they're just way too nice. If the decals were all torn up, especially if it was just 1 or 2, I'll go make or get some decals, which never look exactly the same, unfortunately. But I don't think I'm going to mess with these. These are all just too good to mess with. I may have to do some very light touch-up right there on the manufactured. You can see the 3 has lost the gold. I may do some hand touch-up on them, but nothing beyond that, if I even do that. Okay, here's the underside of the machine. People say to go at these machines with things like brake cleaner, and don't do it. It just tears up all the paint, and I try to go with never anything heavier duty than alcohol, and even that I like to rub off very quickly to keep all the paint on things looking like it should, rather than being all nasty and cloudy, etc. There's a few springs in here that might need some work, some replacing, and I can either make those by myself. It looks like I haven't quite gotten it fully cleaned down in there yet either. There's the adjustment for the spring return to hold up the entire carriage for the carriage balance, and you can see how it adjusts right there with that screw. Beautifully made little typewriter, so simple. I think there's only like 2 plates that come up. I should show you that. Let me show you what's underneath the carriage when you lift it. Even the rubber on this one is in fairly nice shape for, you got to remember this thing's 102 years old. What sticks through for controls. And those are obviously the lift function, which I've got locked down. Let me unlock it. It's just going to pop up when I do. The lift function, which is held in there all the time. You can almost see it down underneath there. I'm trying to get light and the phone to see here. There's a function obviously to move the vibrator when that lifts, and you can see how that occurs with that thing moving back. And functions for stopping and starting the carriage, etc. The escapement mechanism, all that kind of stuff. A little hard, but not something I'm going to replace. You can see the platen itself actually has some indentations and stuff on it. Again, I don't know if I'm going to replace it or not. This is cute. The red-blue part of the ribbon. This normally has a red-blue ribbon in it and will when I sell it. Side view, right side. Front straight on. Above. Normally. And closed to go in the case. You can see that that's why these always look like this, here and here, is this touches that paint. I thought about trying to figure out a way to maybe put a very, very tiny, and I mean almost flush, rubber contactor on there so it would just protect all this from happening, but it's got to be virtually invisible to make it work. You can see the printing on the keys. There's a few keys that need to be straightened a little bit, but like I said, they're all coming off. They're all going to be cleaned and polished. There's the other thing that needs a little bit of plating. And I'll do both sides to make sure the plating is of the same brightness, etc. Here's a top view with it folded. Now let me show you a little bit of the case.